Okay everyone, on today's video, I'm going to share with you how I got into the rental car business with Turo, how things are going, where I plan to be in the next 6 months in this business, and all the above. So let's get started. Okay, so about this time last year, I was just strolling online, looking to start an Airbnb. I didn't know the steps, so of course I wanted to do my research, see how things work, what was the in and the outs, and I actually came across a course that Mr. 2 Weeks Out was offering, and at the time I think it was maybe it was like Black Friday time because he had a special going on. And in his course he gave the Airbnb, he gave Turo, and he gave credit repair. And so eventually I was like, okay, Airbnb sounds good, but hold up, this Turo thing may be something that I could just go ahead and jump right into. So in May of this year, I decided to just go for it, just do it. So I went to the dealership, checked out a car, wasn't sure if it was what I wanted, and that's the 2013 Honda Accord that you guys see on my platform. I took my mom and my dad and my daughter back out there. It was Mother's Day weekend, and my dad and I test drove the car, and I was like, okay, I can do it. You know, of course, you know, with the car business right now, used cars are extremely high. So just don't always go for the first price, negotiate. You know, they're gonna wanna make the sale. You need what you need. So I was actually able to walk away with a good deal. So I didn't get the car that day. I think I negotiated a little bit, and then I went back out there maybe 2 or 3 days later. We got everything written up. You know, I got the car, went to the registration office, got the tag for the car, listed the car on Turo. Within a couple hours, my car was booked like 3 or 4 times. In the next 2 weeks, that car was booked out so much that 2 weeks later, after purchasing the Honda Accord, I went back to the dealership, negotiated again, and ended up getting a 2013 Toyota Camry. Had about 80,000 miles on it. Got an awesome deal on that one. Put it on Turo, went to the registration office, put it on Turo. It was booked out instantly. Those 2 cars, they booked out so much. So these cars are financed. But the thing about it is, you see more profit when you make sure your payments are low. So for instance, make your payments anywhere from $350 and below. That way you can see more profit. With these cars, they stay rented out. And so they basically pay their own car note, pay all my car insurance for all of my vehicles, and then I still have extra profit at the end of the month. It was so good that I could not sit on this information. I could not sit on this opportunity. When this happened with these 2 cars, instantly a light went off and was like, you know what? You can drive whatever you want. You can have whatever kind of vehicle you want to have and never have to make a car note. So then I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. So you don't just have to go and buy a new car. If you have just like an extra car sitting in your garage, if, you know, your husband drives trucks and he has a vehicle and it's just sitting in the yard, you can list these cars on Turo and have them make their own car payments. It's so easy. And then for me, it was just like, okay, this is on a whole different level. I had to tell my friends. Like, hey, y'all, I've tapped into something to where we can have whatever we want. We don't never have to make a car payment again, because guess what? People are always traveling. Cars are going to shop. People, you know, go on vacations, girl trips, you know, beach rides, whatever it may be. They're going to need a car to drive if it's yours or someone else's. So boom, instantly call my friends like, look, y'all got to get into this. You know, we don't have to, it's one less bill we have to worry about. We can make some money off of it, X, Y, and Z. Not to mention people flying in and out. We have an airport here in Birmingham. So a lot of times my cars are rented from the airport. It's easier than the typical rental car company where you have to have a major credit card. You don't have to have all that, where you're having to put down deposits and stuff. Like, it's hassle free. It's cheaper, a whole lot cheaper than the rental car companies. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of the rental car companies don't even have inventory because so many people are traveling and needs transportation. So that's when people are now starting to get into and know what Turo is, and they are starting to use it. So I pitched it to my friends, and of course they jumped on board. So that added like 2 more vehicles to my fleet. Took off. Their vehicles took off. Those are the 2 SUVs. I have the 2015 Ford Explorer on there, and I also have the 2015 Dodge Durango. These vehicles took off. It was around the summertime. Everybody was going on vacation, family trips, girls, weekends in Tennessee. I mean, it was just awesome for them. So say for instance, if their car note is $300, like they made $1,000+ a month off of renting their car out. So not only did they have their car payment, but they had like $700 of profit each month coming in just by letting someone else rent their car. Okay, so then I was just like, you know what? These SUVs are doing so good. I have to put my personal vehicle on there. So I have my personal vehicle is a 2019 Lexus RX 350. I listed my Lexus truck on Turo. My truck got rented out maybe 3 days later because, you know, with the Lexus, they are more expensive and things like that. So it got rented out for a week. The guy liked it. He asked me, could he extend? He extended it for another week. He still was in town. He liked the vehicle. He extended. My Lexus stayed rented out for 3 weeks straight. 3 weeks straight, okay? So then I was like, okay, wow, this is awesome. So once he brought my vehicle back, the next day, it was rented out again for the weekend. So the Lexus does pretty well too. So that's super exciting. So after that, I was like, you know what? It was times where I had both of my cars rented out, both of my friends' cars rented out. My RX 350 was rented out. It was times where I didn't even have a ride. Like I was like, girl, can you come pick me up? You know, I didn't have a ride for myself because my cars was rented out so much. So here recently, I went to the dealership and I was just, you know, just playing around like, hey, what y'all got for me? And they were like, oh, we don't have much, da, 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 da. So we go walking through the inventory and stuff like that. And I actually was able to purchase a 2017 Nissan Sentra. I kept the payments low so that I can make more profit out of it. So I currently have that rented out. I listed that car 2 days ago. Within an hour, the car was rented. So I'm gonna run that out. My mom's truck is just sitting back home doing nothing. I'm gonna bring that up here so that I will have something to drive and so that my friends will have something to get around on too, because we're just like going straight forward after all of it. Okay, you guys, I can't sit here and tell you guys this story forever. I'm just saying, if you want to know more information about how to get started on Turo, how to start your own personal rental car business, the ins and the outs, if you want to list your car with me, contact me. We can make things work. We can figure some things out. It is a win-win situation over here when it comes to renting your car out peer-to-peer. I can share more things with you in depth, but in the meantime, in between time, it is Lawanda, and we are building an empire.